To get above average results, you must go through, right? There's below average, then there's above average. And you must focus on taking above average action, above average thinking. If you stopped working today, does the money still come in? These are questions you want to ask yourself. If you stopped working today for the next 3 to 5 years, do you have a source of income? If you stopped working today, or you got furloughed or fired or unemployed, or you lost your business, or you lost something in your life, does the money stop too? I've literally built digital assets, sales funnel 5-6 years ago that are still working till today, right? Think about that for a second. Are you getting paid today on work that you've done 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago? If you haven't, you need to pay more attention than anyone else, right? You and I need to just go deep. Are you with me? Picture your ideal life. What is it that you'd really want? Is it travel? Take your kids with you? I don't have kids yet. So I'd like to take my wife or my parents traveling. And I've taken my parents to different countries and whatnot. Where would you like to go? You know, how many hours are you working each day? Just picture your perfect life and really get really specific on these things. And just maybe take a screenshot of this. Maybe you can do it later on. And here's another thing as well, consequences. What happens if you don't make these changes? What happens if you don't take action today or this week? And you're just like, oh, I had a great time, I learned a few things, but you don't actually put yourself in a place of discomfort, right? You know, where will you be 1 year, 2 years, 5 years from now? Are you going to be still in the same position? Or are you going to finally say, you know what, enough is enough. I need to take massive action. I need to be growing. Does that make sense? Right? These are important things that you want to know about. Next thing is this, the power of consistent incremental action, right? This is a first step. You want to write this down. This is a first step towards creating a new life for yourself, right? Like where I am at right now in my life, this took me literally 10 plus years to get here. But it's because every single day I take small, sometimes huge, sometimes really massive, outside my comfort zone action. But the important thing is I'm taking consistent incremental action. So after 10 years, it seems like, wow. And I first understood this concept when I started online marketing. And I'm sure when you started online marketing, you know, you bought products, you bought coaching, mastermind services. You know, at the time I used to buy ClickBank software and I used to buy everything under the sun. Network marketing programs, MLM programs, home business programs. Like everything that was there, I was the guy. I wanted to buy. And very quickly I learned that I wasn't taking massive action. I wasn't even taking small action. And so what happened afterwards was 9 months later, I realized, wow, I've got a lot of emails. People email me every day trying to sell me their products and services. Everyone else is killing it. What about me? What about Shaq? Because I was still in $45,000 worth of debt. And my parents made me aware of it, right? At the time I used to live with my parents. And God bless them, I love them to bits. You know, they basically said, you know, what have you done with your life? And I realized at that moment, I must make sure that I take consistent incremental action. So a lot of the times what happens is someone buys a program, they're like, okay, this is it. You know, this is the one program that's going to change my life. And although that could be true, what you must understand is that this is a whole process, right? And the process of never stopping to learn never goes away. You know, I can already tell when I meet someone and they're like, oh, I already know that. I already know how big your bank account is. Trust me. Right? I know the people that are the most wisest, wealthiest, smartest, intelligent, and even richest, guess what they all have in common? They all have something called the beginner's mindset, right? They are always wanting to learn. They're always in a stage of learning, right? I'm ordering books every single month, every single week. I'm ordering books, and when my wife is complaining, I'll go and buy audio books, not to fill up. I've got like 4, 5, 6 bookshelves in my house. They're all filled up to the point now I'm just carrying books on my desk, right? But I'm always learning. Are you always learning? Or are you someone that thinks, oh yeah, I already heard this stuff before? Because that will determine how far you go. So to get above average results, you must go through, right? There's below average, then there's above average. And you must focus on taking above average action, above average thinking. You must, instead of thinking, okay, you know what, let me do this today. What if you did this, that, this, 5 other things? That's taking above average, right? An average person will say, oh yeah, you know, I just got one thing done today and I'm like over the moon. Well, by the time you've done one thing, I've already done 20 different things. So who's going to get further, you or me? Does that make sense? Right? So you have to think to yourself of becoming an above average, I was going to say machine, but your mind must work in a way where you're consistently taking above average action, because that's what's going to get you above average results, right? If you're trying to figure something out by yourself and you're frustrated and you're stressed and you're overwhelmed, well, just look at the first principle of that. It might be because you're asking the wrong question.